He's a strange guy. He's crazy. So crazy guy. Not nice.
I need to avoid a legal snag by telling you guys that we've already started recording.
Oh, that's a crazy guy too. Crazy guy. It's me.
I love that. That's the legal terminology that Skype gives me.
What does it say? Snag? Is that what it uses?
Snag, yeah. And then like when I'm like transferring people's phones, it's like moving your stuff. That's what it says. It says moving your stuff into the right order. I was like, cool.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is, but it's just funny how like dumbed down we've gotten everything.
Yeah, it's true. People can't write cursive anymore, dog. You know what I'm saying? Life's changed. It's a different world from where you come from.
It's a cold world, man. You got to pack your own heat.
You can't be any geek off the street, Rob. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right. So, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Backstage Boys podcast. We skipped a week. This is episode number God knows what. I don't even know. 35, Basil? What are we on right now?
I think 34.
34? Okay, we skipped 1 week. We missed a week.
We missed a week. We were really busy last week, and it was just
a lot going on.
There's a reason why we skipped last week, and we got Rob Malinowski on the podcast to explain what happened last week before we went to Impact Wrestling.
Last week was nuts. And Rob, say hello to our people over here.
Hey, how's everybody doing? All right.
Yeah, Rob, you're
hey, how's everyone doing? All right.
Yeah, he answered the question.
Right. Yeah. Hey, all right. All right.
You're doing okay.
All right.
All you fine people out there in Radio Land. Doing okay. Well, listen, man, we got Rob here. Guys, we got a lot to talk about. Shit went down. There was so much stuff happening. We're going to go chronologically, and chronologically means we start off with Rob because, listen, it is Rob is a very disciplined guy, and he said, I'm not doing this podcast. We said, Rob, you got to do this podcast just for a little bit. You got to talk about the David Starr movie. And he's like, I don't give a shit. I already did the movie. The movie's out there. It's in the world. I don't care what you two think about it. I don't give a damn what you two have to say about it. I said, Rob, we're trying to put you over. And he goes, oh, in that case, I'll be on the podcast. So here is Rob to talk about the David Starr film that we premiered last week. Rob, take it away.
I mean, wow. I feel good.
Let me set you back up here, Rob. Let me alley you. All right, here we
go. Be a host, man.
I'm an anchor. That's what we call me, an anchor. You know, either sink you or keep it grounded.
I'm the color.
Here's what happens. So we did a premiere of the David Starr movie, MASTRMIND, without the E, MASTRMIND. Play on words, right, Rob? Play on wrestling. Clever guy.
Right. Yeah. I didn't come up with that actually. A fan suggested that, and I took the suggestion. Yeah.
Who was the fan? Shout him out.
I think his name is Gino. I don't remember his last name that he goes by on Twitter, but appreciate the shout out. He was the recommendation, and I was like, that's brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think of that, and we went with that.
Fantastic.
So, go ahead.
Well, so what we did was we formed a little partnership with Marz Brewery in Chicago on the South Side, and Marz. This was the beginning of our little venture into partnership-ism, where we premiered the movie at Marz on what was the exact date, Rob? It was Thursday.
It was a Thursday. I don't remember the date.
The second. 5/2. Yeah, we said, hey, put the word out there, AAW fans, come on out. We're going to premiere the movie at Marz first, and it was a simulcast premiere on YouTube as well. But we had a nice little turnout, Rob. We had some good. Our fans turned out. We had casuals in the bar there as well. You gave a killer sick speech to the whole bar.
I did, to the whole bar. You know, people were like, "What the hell is going on?" You know, and I thanked everybody for coming out, even the people that were just there to drink beer, and you know, they appreciated. We got some claps, you know, a couple of laughs. I gave a birthday shout out to some random. So I think my speech was probably a 6.5 out of 10. But you know, there's room to grow. Room to grow.
I think that girl liked you though. Birthday girl was looking at you. Nice, nice. But we had a good time. We ate some good food. Hung out with some great people at Marz. This is gonna be a future thing, guys. Keep tuned. Marz Brewing is it's also opening up a Logan Square location. That news got announced. So there's some stuff happening between AAW, Marz Brewing. Check out their beer and stay tuned for more partnerships. But Rob, why don't you tell people about the movie a little bit? It was a pretty lengthy feature. Tell people just a little overview of it, then you can go have a cookie and go to sleep.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
No, I mean, what I try to do with this one, so first of all, this one probably took me the most time to edit. I really took my time. Usually I try to get some edits done as quickly as I can to get it out, but this one I took my time. I did a lot of research. I went back into the AAW archives, tried to find when wrestling started, and I got all the way back to, I think it was 2017, and I kind of wanted to not tell a fully detailed story, but wanted to give a story of how David Starr started wrestling and how it's grown to where we're at today. So the beautiful thing about the wrestling faction is that it's an ongoing story that's been going on for over 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And long-term storytelling, in my opinion, like that is really fascinating. So and David Starr is, he's one of the best, if not the best person on a mic, in ring and outside the ring. I mean, he knows how to market himself. He knows how to talk in front of the camera. He knows how to wrestle. So, it was great to kind of see that and be behind the lens for that, to kind of witness that, because he's great, and it showed. I just filmed him, but you can see what how he put the promo together, how it was laid out, and he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, he is good. Basil, you were not at the premiere, but did you get a chance to check this out?
Of course I did. I think I've watched it 3 times. I watched two rough cuts, and then I watched the final as it premiered, because I got home at like 7:30 that day because I was working late. I had a meeting, and then I watched it as it premiered.
Nice. It went over really well, Rob. I think the fans online, you're saying this was our fastest viewed, like most views in the shortest amount of time premiere. So
yeah,
so far so good.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from a lot of people and messages and comments. So I was really happy to see that, because, you kind of get nervous before you premiere something like that, because you're putting all that work, and then if it bombs, then it's like, damn, you got to go back to the drawing board, But I'm very critical of my own work, so But when I started seeing that everybody was really happy with it, I was really happy with the end product. Because at the end of the day, I could love it, but if the fans don't like it, then it's not a success in my opinion. So,
right, and especially Star liked it. That's a key thing too, right? I mean, that's important that he likes it. So very cool, man. Very cool. It was. I think we're all pretty excited about this partnership with Marz. I think we'll be doing more premieres, more parties. Stay tuned. We're gonna be. Rob, this is kind of you and me doing this whole project with them, and I think we're off to a good start, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too, and I think that was just I called it, when I was doing my 6th speech, I called this a pilot. It's basically a pilot for us to kind of gauge and see how it goes. We didn't really plan it. We didn't put any promotion into it. We just kind of it was like, well, you know what, let's try it out. We had a good amount of fans come out, and I think next time when we do it, we're going to do it. I'm hoping to do something for the Eddie Kingston feature that we're working on, to kind of put some more backing on that, make it a summer deal or something like that, and go from there. It's a building block,
Yeah.
The first one was a test. Now we're just going to build off of it. Doesn't have to necessarily be features. It could be other things like you mentioned, but it's something that we wanted to tap into something different, a different lane, based outside of pro wrestling. So I think we're starting there,
Very cool, man. Well, hey, listen, we're all proud of you, man. You did a bang up job with that movie. I think you presented. It's nothing like AEW's ever done before.
Well,
I mean, Basil, can you remember anything like this in AEW before at all?
No, we haven't done anything. I think everything that we're doing with presenting AEW's product is completely different than anything that has happened before. I mean, we have Rob able to put proper time into not just promos that I kind of started to do when I got in, and then he was able to come in and just take it to the next level, which I was really happy about, because it was a lot of juggling when I was there.
Yeah, I think we everybody knows their role, I think, now, and we're firing on all cylinders. So it's really it's I'm glad to be a part of such a team. And on top of that, going forward, I'm excited to see what happens. You know, I got some things, and Basil, you too. I mean, we got some projects in our mind that we want to kind of roll out here in the next couple of months, and I have some things like outside of these features that I'm doing that I want to focus on, maybe more like film style. I want to actually do a short film. That's one of my long-term projects that I want to do, is maybe get some of the talent involved in a short film somehow, whether that be 3 to 10 minutes long. But that's just type of stuff that I'm thinking through right now that I want to kind of incorporate slowly.
Good, man. Very cool. I'm excited. I think video content is great, and especially done in a different kind of format like this is real cool. It's really, really cool. So, man, definitely hats off to you, Rob. You really hit it out of the park again on this. And like I said, man, everybody stay tuned. There's more stuff. We're going to be doing stuff with Marz Brewing. So that's going to kind of become a hangout spot, and where you're going to see first crack at some of these things. So definitely check getting familiar with them now. So cool, man. All right, Rob. You want to hang out, Rob? Or are you feeling up to it? It's Thirsty Thursday. I mean, why don't you grab yourself a Marz Brew?
It's past my bedtime, but for you guys, I'll stay up. That was actually the most I've talked probably in all the podcasts that I've been on combined.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But that's a good thing, Rob. Yeah. That's a good thing, because we're going to talk about AAW Take No Prisoners in just a second. But before we do, let's hang out with us while Basil and I just touch on Philly real quick. We're going chronologically here.
No problem.
So, Basil, you and I were in Philly for Impact Wrestling this past weekend.
We were.
Good time. It was the TV tapings, not the Post Rebellion stuff. This is the stuff that's airing after this coming week's show. So it's
the 17th is when everything starts. So it goes from the tapings are the 17th, the 24th, the 31st, and the 7th.
Okay, there you go. So that's the schedule coming up. So we were there for those tapings. Basil ringside photography, promo shots. I fortunately got I was there as a guest, but then I was also invited to sit in the front row by a friend who had front row tickets, and he said, "Take my front row tickets. I have other front row tickets. Come hang out." So I got to enjoy it as a fan, and it was fantastic. Fantastic stuff. But Basil, let's touch on your stuff real quick. Rob, actually, we don't want to spoil anything, because I know you're going to be watching. But Basil got ringside. Was there any cool things that came out of ringside photography? Any comments on the arena you want to just touch on real quick?
It was dope to shoot at the ECW Arena. I mean, that's like a major bucket list.
Yeah.
Thing for me that I was glad I was able to do. It was, like everybody says, it's really revamped, which I'm okay with, because I would rather have a better place to work in than a shitty place just to relive memories from 30 years ago. So
yeah, it's pretty much used to be a dump.
I was fine with all the renovations. I was fine with a nice place to relax and work, because the first night was a little bit of a scramble. Was just trying to find a place to set up, and then getting all the promos in that I needed for the first day. The second day was a lot more relaxing, because every day there's a 12 p.m. Production meeting. So both days I got there like 2 minutes before the meeting started. But I was on time. That's all that matters. And then for the first day, I just started editing all my promo shots, and got that done day one, because I actually had really good Wi-Fi over there, because I believe we were using Impact's Wi-Fi. I believe Impact had like their own Wi-Fi they made, or it might have been the arenas. I don't know. It was really well done.
Funny if it was the arenas, because that place was known to be such a shithole. The fact they got like, hey, they have nice Wi-Fi. The building's nice now, everybody. Just a real heads up. Rob, did you ever watch old ECW back in the day? I think we talked about this earlier. I'm not sure if you said a little bit.
A little bit, but I wasn't really a big ECW. I was more of a WWF guy. WCW.
So how I started watching ECW was like on Syndicate. It was like I think it was like a Friday or Saturday night.
Saturday
It was a
night.
Saturday night. It was like on channel 60.
Or no, 26.
No, for me it was. I didn't have cable. This is before I even had cable yet. And I just remember watching it on this little 13-inch square TV that had the little VCR built in. And I started watching it, and then I see RVD and Sabu. That was like my first memory. I can't remember the match. I just remember them two were on my screen with Bill Alfonso, and I was hooked on it ever since. I was like, I need to find out what the hell this is. Like, I've heard about it, but I never even like I've never actually watched like a full show.
Yeah.
So I was hooked on it from them. I think that was 98 that started when I started like legitimately watching ECW. And so I saw a bunch of stuff at the ECW Arena because they did so many tapings in Philly there, and it was just cool to shoot. It was cool to shoot RVD. It was cool to shoot Sabu. It was cool to shoot Tommy Dreamer. It was cool to shoot the Sandman, all there. So I mean, whatever. Shut up. Who cares? I'm not explaining what any of it is. It's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. I didn't spoil anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Trent's like, we can't do that. We can't say that.
So the building used to be.
I shot a bunch of ECW guys in the ECW Arena. It was cool to do, but in all honest opinion, I think if you just go to that arena, I don't.
It's rewind time.
Are you doing sound bites?
Yeah.
Are you just? This is just like Kyle and I are doing sound bites. Oh shit!
That's so bad.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you drunk?
No. I'm just trying to be like Kyle. Total nonstop impact plug.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's my other podcast, which is known for its sound bites. And Rob is a big fan of those sound bites, and he said, "I want to be the sound bite guy for the Backstage Boys." And here we go.
And put the sound bites in.
Get some help.
Is that the Michael Jordan clip?
Yeah.
Get some help.
Get some help.
Oh god. All right, summing it up.
All right, guys.
Quick. We had a good time there. It was
great. I showed ZMT, got to see a little preview of the pictures.
Yep. The pictures are cool. The shows are fun. It's going to be a fun month of TV. We got to see a lot of our AAW boys in a cool light. You know, see them at the ECW Arena, see them in different. You know, a lot of them different characters. It's TV. It's fun to see a whole different light. You know, like the Rascals and Jake and Hakeem Zane and a bunch of these guys. You know, there are a lot of AAW guys on the Impact roster. So it's cool always cool to see. A lot cool to always see some great fans.
It was a very comfortable feel because now everybody there I've worked with. There was a couple people that I worked with for the first time, but I got to see Mike Elgin again. Worked with him. Trying to figure out Josh Alexander for the first time since that Phoenix match. That was the first time. That was almost 2. It was about a year and a half ago. That was the first time. No, that was like October 2017.
Shit. Hey Rob, did you ever go back and watch Josh Alexander matches in AEW?
No, it's on my list. I got a lot of watching to do. But yeah, I watched a couple when I was going through the wrestling archives, and he had a couple matches on the card, and I watched some of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go way back.
Check his stuff out, man, because he is coming back at Take No Prisoners, guys. Josh Alexander. Great timing. Great. Perfect timing. What are you using for all that?
It's an iPhone app.
I think I have that thing too. Is this the one with the red button? The one with the red button? Yeah, I have that one too.
Yeah. Created a monster.
Dueling sound bites coming up.
Oh my god. We have completely gone off the rails.
We were only like 10 minutes.
All right, I'm done.
We are 19 minutes. We're 20 minutes in.
Oh god.
And we have crashed hard.
We've already crashed. Overall, okay. So that was cool. Got to take in Philly cheesesteak bonanza, my friend. Basil, you only got one. Two. You get Tony Luke's as well.
Yeah, Tony Luke's and Geno's. I should have tried some of your what was the other place?
Well, we went to Cole and I went to. We did Jim's on South Street, which is a really popular one. We did Pat's, Geno's.
Pat's, that's the one. I should have tried some of the Pat's. Oh my god.
That's what I think of Geno's. And then we did Max's. Max's was tough.
Let me ask you a question. Is the Philly cheesesteak good?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Or is it overhyped? Because I've never been to Philly, so
I think an Italian beef tastes better than a Philly cheesesteak.
It's because you had a Geno's. That's why.
I had also a Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's. It's way better than the fucking Italian beef from what, Portillo's? Come on.
Let me ask you a question.
Portillo's. I don't consider Portillo's like the standard. Like, why do you think for someone who lived in Chicago for 31 years is thinking that Portillo's is like the standard? How dare you?
It's because you live in the suburbs. And that's what everybody in the suburbs loves Portillo's.
Yeah, I don't eat. I Portillo's is like, I tell anybody like, oh, can I have Portillo? I'm like, Portillo. What is?
That was a text. My bad.
What was that?
A text.
Oh, that was actually a text.
Oh my god.
It's like you're a legitimate child crying. Daddy. Yeah. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. We're never gonna make it through Philly over here. Fucking shit.
All right, I'm done.
Keep it up.
Basil's pissed. Come on. It's gotta be a little funny, right?
Oh, God.
No.
Oh, come on. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Oh Lord.
I'm sweating.
Baby Jesus, forgive me. Woo, boy. All right. Where do we leave off here? Philly cheesesteaks. Portillo's, Basil.
Yeah. Are you sure it's safe?
You tell me, man.
I don't know.
I'm done.
Go ahead. What about Portillo's now? You tell people to fuck off with Portillo's?
Yeah, like everyone's like, oh, should I try Portillo's? I'm like, you can, or you can try this place. So I tell people to, like, the other day, somebody came into my store. They were from Cali, so they never had real pizza before. And they were like, oh, where should I go? And I was like, you can go to Illuminati's, you can go to Giordano. I'm like, dude, we have a Pequod's like a mile down the street. We have the original Pequod's. Straight up told them to go. I told them to go to Pequod's. They're like, where should we go for hot dogs? Told them to go to Gene and Jude's. I don't recommend people just to go to fucking Portillo's just because it's easy. Because that's
why people go.
No, dude, I tell people where to go, and I'm like, you want to try the good places that you'll actually remember. Dude, when people ask for hot dogs and pizza, Gene and Jude's and Pequod's are always at the top of that list. I tell people they can go to Giordano's if they want to play it safe. Because I'm not a lose guy. I know that's gonna probably piss off.
Ah, man.
I'm not a lose guy.
Giordano's, man. I don't feel like they cook that shit all the way.
I love Giordano's, man. Dude, even Brian Cage agreed. Brian Cage and Melissa Santos, they had they literally had two pizzas at Warrior, and they both ate them side by side, and they both agreed that Giordano's is better.
I do like Giordano's better than Lou's.
God.
That's people clapping.
That's clapping? What
the fuck? That sounded like a bulldozer.
I wish I could preview these before I put them on the air here.
Oh my god.
Oh god. All right. Well, hey, cheesesteak was great. I loved it. We ate a lot. Went to the Rocky Steps, Rocky Statue, Liberty Bell, Independence Hall. You name it, man. We hit all the sites. Basil did not hit all the sites. You were working, but me and AAW Nurse Nicole hit all the sites.
I don't even know what Philly looks like, to be honest.
Great town. Great town.
I
Loved it.
I know what Philly's fucking horrible road system looks like.
It's just these tiny little British roads, man. But it's okay. I did all the
Dude.
driving.
No, I know, but these little British roads, and then we're like the GPS can't keep up with how the construction was, so we would get like it would reroute us, and we had to spend like an extra 8 minutes getting back to the exact same spot because if there's like one little tiny fork in the road that you miss, you can't like it's like in Chicago, you can just circle around, you're back into it in a minute. Here, you're like, no, we have to take you fucking to Jersey, then you can come back to Philly. And then we'll decide if you're worthy enough to fucking take a left at the fucking fork.
Wow.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
It's a little wacky, but I will say the arena very easy to get to, very easy to get to from everywhere.
Oh yeah, the arena was great, and the arena was super close to the airport. So like, I literally got off the plane, found an Uber, went straight to the ECW arena.
Yeah, it was a great time. Great time. I always wanted to go to the arena. Getting to see my favorite promotion in the ECW arena was awesome. So I had a good time, man. But all right, guys, let's break this down. We got some shows coming up this weekend. Let's break down the big one, AAW Take No Prisoners 2019. Now, if you guys remember 2018, huge show. Rob, was that your first one?
No, I was actually in attendance as a fan. Yeah. I took two of my buddies who never been to a wrestling show, and they were hooked.
That's right. You were there as a fan, and that was the one. If people don't remember, that was the one with the big brawl with Sammy and Brody at the beginning during merchandise sales and settling in. That was nuts. Rob, kind of trippy. You a year later, you went as a fan, and a year later, you are head director of media, my friend. How cool is that?
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that shit only took me like 8 years of going to fucking
yeah. You know, it all happened so fast. You know, I'm very fortunate in the position I'm in. I'm very thankful and grateful. So I'd like to thank everybody that's really helped me along the way.
Yeah, good stuff. You're welcome. So it was it's awesome, man. This consistently is always, as the last couple of years, has been a really good show. Coming off of last year was really, really cool. So I'm excited going in. Let's talk about a few matches. We got a couple surprises, like in terms of like matches that haven't been announced, but we'll just go ahead and list off what we have announced. The big one, guys, the return of Josh Alexander taking on Adam Brooks. Never heard of Adam Brooks. Oh no, we had him in
we had him at the last show.
Yeah, come on,
he
man.
Faced against David Starr.
I caught myself. Yeah,
you were kind of out of it that show, so I'm gonna give you a slight pass.
Yeah, that's true. I
busy,
was, but
mentally you were busy.
I did not actually see the match. I was tied up with some stuff, but I'm psyched for Josh Alexander. He looked amazing in Philly. Rob, when you do your research over the next couple of days, you're gonna see some cool shit out of Josh Alexander. This guy was former AAW champion. He's better now than he was then, if you can believe it.
Dude, Josh has absolutely remade himself. He's in phenomenal shape. It was so good to see him at Impact. Like right when I saw him, it was just good vibes right away. So,
he's a great dude. He's a great dude. That's the thing. That's what everybody loves about him. He's a great guy.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Rob, you're gonna like him. He's excited to work with you. You know, he's excited to work with the new team and just see what AAW has become. He never wrestled at Logan. You know, I thought about that.
Well, yeah, because we never
didn't have it.
We never really had Logan. Logan was back in the day Logan back in the day was just a place for the Windy City Classic from 2015. Yeah. 16 and then 17 is when we started to get into we started to go into the Logan a little bit more often, and then 2018 was Logan every single month pretty much, besides like a few random bourbon dates.
Right.
I didn't know that. Well, that's a fun fact. I thought we were at Logan for quite some time, I guess.
No, Logan was just like a special building for a while.
Oh, sick.
So I remember the first time I went to Logan. It was the first Windy City Classic we had there.
Was that the
in
first show we did at Logan? I can't remember.
It was 2015 was the first Logan show.
Hmm.
That was the Windy City Classic. That was the Ciampa Phoenix match.
Or Ciampa got his face rearranged before he had to go to England. That one, opening match.
That was that was the one, and then that was when Sammy came back from WWE. That was
a good show.
Yeah, when Eddie beat Ethan for the title.
I forget that Eddie dethroned Ethan, but yeah, man, Sammy returned. That was a cool one, Rob. That was a cool show, man. Because nobody saw it coming. We were the first stop after he left WWE.
It was literally
crazy.
It was literally the same week.
Yeah,
he left WWE because we didn't air any of the shows. There was like no streaming services or anything, so that wasn't part of the no compete clause.
Right.
Because the no compete clause is if you put your show on the internet or anything, you're not allowed to wrestle there. But now with how indies are, you can't like wrestle anywhere until that 90 days is up now.
True.
So
yeah, so Josh had never wrestled there, and I talked to him. He's like, "It looks so cool. I can't wait to work there." So that's a cool one, man. Let's keep going down the list here. Jessica Havoc and Thunder Rosa for
that's a first time match too.
For the women's title.
Oh my god!
First time match. Thunder Rosa has gotten a lot of respect in our locker room because she helped us promote Austin, the Austin shows, and she wasn't even on the Austin shows.
No, she had a freelance underground show the same day up in Chicago,
and she helped us promote Austin. So we like Thunder Rosa. That's awesome. So that'll be cool. First time match.
She's a great wrestler too.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool. We got TJP debuting for AAW. Former Impact and WWE star TJP. He's going to be debuting. Did he work anywhere else? With Japan. He didn't know how to, I think. But domestically, people know him. People know him from those two, and he's taking on Myron Reed. That's going to be a
great match.
Great match.
Phenomenal.
That's going to be fun, man. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun. I'm not sure if we have TJP any more times, but either way,
I think we have him the next show too.
Either way, it's going to be cool to see Myron get a nice feature match like that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking forward to. So cool. That's going to be fun.
Myron needs to be in more of those. Like I like that
Features.
He did his little tag run for a while, but I think it's time for Myron to do his singles because he can work those matches. So I think it's time for Myron to shine.
The tag team is solid though.
It is. I'm not saying
Firefox is a great team.
There's nothing wrong with Firefox at all. But Myron needs to shine on his own, in my opinion.
At this stage in his career, I agree. I'd like to see him in more features. Rob, you're a big fan of Myron Reed.
Yeah, I was. We did that feature on him a few months ago to kind of introduce him. I mean, obviously he's been with AEW for a while, but kind of just tell his story a little bit. But what I mean, just because I do these introduction features doesn't mean I'm done. I'm basically trying to get everybody established as far as like with the video side, and then eventually I want to start building on top of that. So it's like Myron, I want to do some more vignettes, things like that to kind of help move his story along as well. So I got a lot of stuff planned out. Just the thing is my backlog is growing, so I gotta do as many as I can in every show. So
yeah,
be on the lookout. I'm trying to get them all squeezed in with every show we do, but there's more to come for sure.
Very cool. Very cool. That'll be cool. Let's I don't know if we can, or with TJP, it would be nice to get him even just for a few, maybe a quick one or something too. So we'll try to do something. Maybe put it out to the listeners. You guys want to see a little more TJP post WWE, it could be interesting to see what he has to say. He's been pretty quiet, so we'll see what he has to say. Feature match, guys, MJF and Mance. This will be basically anything with these two is a home run, I would say. So what do you guys think? Basil, what do you say?
I agree. Agree.
MJF is pretty much setting the wrestling world on fire right now. Mance is the most lovable guy I've seen on the indies in a long time. And this is cool. It's for the Heritage Belt, which MJF just got.
They squared off, didn't they? Square off at LaSalle.
They did at LaSalle.
Remember when MJF spit beer in his face, and
yeah, they had that match. That was like Manser's second match with AAW
early Manser, baby Manser.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't consider him baby Manser. Manser's been around for a minute now, just early in his AAW career.
He made his debut in 1983.
Exactly, man. He was on WCW Worldwide and all that stuff.
He was on the Crockett. He was in the first Crockett Cup. It was a dark match though. He's great, man. I really wish that Mans played up the time travel thing. Like he basically just stepped out of 1983. Would have been fantastic if he believed it was 83. Like, goddamn, my favorite song is 8675309, man. Fuck. Great song. Number one single in the country right now. He just believes it's 1983. That'd be great. Right? Okay. Where's the cricket sound effect, Rob? That's your cue, filmmaker.
What's next, Trent?
The cricket.
Just let's go.
All right. We have a cancellation. Besties, we're set too late.
Wow.
That's the crickets now for the cancellation.
You're worse than the person DJ Z's trying to call to for the DJ effect.
It's hard, man.
That is.
I got to scroll through 37 different pages of sound effects. I don't have an efficient system down yet.
Dude,
I'm gonna get better at it.
Yeah, do it. You should hang out with Kyle. Do a podcast with Kyle of Total Nonstop Impact.
I would.
Get good on it. Music T is one who does the DJZ air horn, and he got booed a couple times. It was not good. I think that was in Logan, right? When the whole crowd booed him for not doing it one time. No, anybody? Nobody remembers.
I don't remember. No.
He got booed.
Basil.
Which for who?
What are you here?
Are you here? I'm listening. I was expecting like 18 sound effects. There we go.
What was that?
It's the Michael Jordan fucking
Get
thing
some
again.
help. Get some help.
Get some help. Okay. What are we talking about again? Because now
LAX is out because Santana announced today he is injured. He suffered a pretty bad knee injury at Code Red this past Sunday, a House of Glory Impact show. He did a suplex to the outside, and his knee caught the guardrail bad. You guys see it? You guys check it out?
No, I didn't see it.
I did not watch that. I was actually editing Impact while that was happening. I'm like, I can't watch wrestling while I edit wrestling. It's just too much wrestling overload for me. I actually have not watched any wrestling since I got back. I just needed to I need to give myself a break because I have to relive the shows over again. So
yeah,
I've been catching up on Lucifer.
I must. Could I have a side rant
TV
real
show?
quick?
Sidebar. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think
Sidebar.
I've been getting into Impact, especially with that new app, the Impact Plus. I think it's phenomenal, and I think it's their product has gotten so much better. And the storylines, I'm really enjoying myself. So it's I just want to throw that out there in the universe that I think that the Impact storylines and Impact product has gotten exponentially better, and I highly recommend it to anybody if that hasn't watched it yet.
I second that. That's great. The Impact Plus is cool, Rob. Glad to have you aboard. Glad to have you. So he's out. So Santana's out, guys. So we'll have something. Guys, I don't want to give it away. Got some stuff planned. I don't want to give it away until it's official. But you guys know that we always deliver. We've had situations like this from the past, and I can guarantee you're going to be fine. You'll be happy with what we give you. Trust me, it'll be great. So be patient with us on that one. You should probably see some word of that pretty soon. But, all right, main event. This is what's been announced. The big one, guys. David Starr taking on Sami Callihan for the world title. Oh, sorry, the heavyweight title. We can't call it a world title because they don't want us calling it a world title. Hey, guys, I'm going to put it out there to both of you first and then to our listeners. Should we? How do we not call it? Can we call it a world title? Can we start calling this a world title? It's been around the world.
Has it been?
Has it been defended around
yeah,
the world?
It's been
exactly.
defended in Germany, in England.
Then it's a world title.
It's a world title.
World
right?
title.
Canada. It is not. It's been to Japan, but not defended in Japan. But it's appeared on New Japan television. Come on, world title, right?
Right.
It's been acknowledged.
But like baseball, when you call it the World Series or the World Champions, that's not right.
No, it's not. I always said that was weird too. Like,
but if they defended the title in Germany or the UK or whatever, or Japan, then it's a world title because they defended it all across the world.
Why do they call it a World Series when they only play like domestic?
No, they don't. I mean, not every game is played domestically, but the belief is when in the U.S., players from all around the world come and play in the MLB and NFL. That's why all the titles are considered world championships.
You know what would be cool if the winner of the World Series in the U.S. plays the winner of the what's that other one? That international one they do over the summer. You know, that international baseball title. They do that international cup where they have like different countries. It's almost like they do that one, and the winner of that plays the winner of the U.S. So, you know, they should defend the title. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
But yeah, guys. All right. So David Starr and Sam, this has been brewing how long? Rob, you've been narrating this with your movies. How long has this whole thing been going on?
It started in December of 2018 at the Windy City Classic. Well, actually, no, I take that back. If you watch the video or the film that I did, it kind of, they've had some history. With Jeff Cobb was have feuding with Sammy, and David Starr was getting in the mix as well. And then I don't know if you saw it in that film. If you noticed, I put David Starr getting hit by Sammy by a baseball bat, and then I switched to December of 2018, the Windy City Classic, where David Starr hits Sammy in the head with the championship belt. So I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it's kind of, I wanted to kind of bring symmetry into that a little bit because the feud, you know, they've had history since David Starr and came to AAW. So I think, what was that, in 2017?
Basil, you would know that. Was it 17 when he first came?
Yeah, 2017 is when everything kind of started, but the catalyst of the feud was at the Classic when the new wrestling, like Wrestling 2.0, debuted, and they attacked Sammy after he beat Brody in the cage.
Right. Right. So it was exciting. There was a lot going on for a long time, I think, and this feud has been building very, very nicely to this climax. So this is I mean, like, I don't know about a lot of our fans, and I feel like they are, but I mean, personally, the crew has been clamoring for this match. I think this has been a fun one for us to produce, which I think is cool. You know, with the Rob, with your movie and Basil taking, you know, photos and capturing certain moments. I mean, this has been a fun one to book. You know, with the booking team, this has been a fun one to watch happen, to unfold, and I think this is going to be that real cherry on top of the whole thing. I'm excited about it.
It's like that, what I was talking about earlier, is that long-term storylines. It's like fascinating for me. It's like, you know, telling the story for so long. You know, we are almost 6 months later, and, you know, the story, you know, it's kind of rewarding in a way, right? Where you're building these story blocks and building, and eventually you're getting to the climax, and it's like, damn it, it's crazy how fast it goes. But then when you sit back and kind of think about it, it's actually really, really cool to kind of put that story and piece it together from top to bottom.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing about wrestling that doesn't get enough credit for being such a narrative entertainment field. You know, it's got so much story to it, and especially with a good writing and booking team, and good performers to pull it off. It's awesome, man. And this is a big one. This is a big one for AEW. So definitely keep your eyes. Do not go to the concession stand on this one, guys. This is going to be a fun one. Do we have anything else announced, guys? I think I was looking at what's been announced so far. Was there anything else that we announced?
That's all that's been announced so far.
Okay, that's all. I want to make sure, because I know I got stuff in mind. I'm not giving anything away. We're not putting out anything that's not been. Oh, we got one more that was announced. We forgot one. Lucha Brothers and Team Tremendous.
Oh yeah,
That was put out there.
that's gonna be a great one because Team Tremendous just won the Revolver tag titles at Mania weekend at Pancakes and Pile Drivers 3 and the Tag Team Gauntlet, and they performed really well.
So listen, I'm not too familiar with these guys. Is one of them Dan Barry? Is that one of them?
Yes, right? He's an OG.
He's an OG. I know Detective Dan. And the other gentleman?
Dutch.
Well, he was in WWE, right?
I don't think so. He might have been.
Because his
handle is WWE Dutch.
Right. So was he in NXT?
Maybe. I don't
Never talked to him at a show. I never had a chance to talk to him. So I don't know. But
I'm waiting for Nate to message us after this. Be like, guys, you're so stupid.
You're so unprepared for your stupid podcast, and I knew I should have been on. All right, but sorry, Nate. All right, Nate. Rob, I'm sorry to you too. I apologize.
It's okay. I'm completely fine with it.
Okay, good. Well, guys, that's what's been announced. Now, there is very few tickets left for this. Very few.
Standing room only.
Right. I'm talking like you need to buy them now because you're going to miss out if you don't. And so definitely don't hesitate. When this drops and you hear it, go get them. Just buy the damn ticket. Trust me, you'll be happy. You're not going to be disappointed. I mean, look, Rob will be there. He'll be on site signing autographs at the merchandise table. Rob,
come on. Come on.
He'll be posing for photos.
Who wants my autograph, dude?
Okay, well, but the Backstage boys will be there posing for photos with for fans. Basil, how much you charge you for that again?
$87.
$87 a piece and a Patreon subscription.
And a Patreon subscription.
We have a Patreon, guys, but we don't put any content on it. We want to see how much people actually love us.
We just want you to give us money for shit that should be free.
Just like your Instagram.
Yeah, just like the Instagram. Hey.
Hey, man, that's still coming next week, bro.
You know, Rob, you're fucking with our gimmick here, man. Like, you are really starting to fuck with our gimmick here.
This whole show is fucked.
Oh, jeez.
I'll never get invited again.
No, you will. I'm thinking about making you a full-time sound editor.
We're coming back.
But we got all right. So then that's that. That'll be the end of the weekend for Rob and I. Basil, you're moving on.
No, not for Rob. Rob still got work. Me and Team Carts still got work.
Team Carts got work. Well, I'm gonna be with my mother because I'm a good boy. You guys,
I'm gonna be with my mother too. My mother is a working woman and she has to work on Mother's Day until 6. So I am not foregoing any plans or putting anything back for Warrior Wrestling the next day.
Well, you guys will be at Warrior. What do you guys got planned for Warrior Wrestling on Mother's Day? It's a matinee show, from what I understand.
2 p.m. Yeah, 2 p.m. show. So it should be done by like 5, which is plenty of time because in our household we're not a brunch type family. We are a dinner family when we celebrate holidays.
Well, you're brown, so that's how it works.
Yeah, true. Brown people don't do brunch.
Side note, anybody listening, Rob, you ever been to a South Asian or Middle Eastern wedding?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, what shocks the Western world is how late dinner is served at one of these weddings. Because you go to a wedding,
it's like 8:45.
Let's say 9. Let's be comfortable and say 9. You go to like a nice American white wedding, and it's like, hey, dinner. There'll be speeches at 6:30.
No, dinner's at like 4:30 for white people weddings.
But like dinner's, sun's still out for dinner, right? You go to a brown people wedding, dude. Like dinner is like the next day. It's like breakfast the next day.
They say like show up at 7:30 and nothing even starts until like 8:15, 8:30.
Because there's also a thing called brown people time, right? And it's what it is brown people time is like, I will shit you not. I know people now, like Western raised South Asian kids like me, who now know how this works with their family. So they purposely on their invitations for their weddings and shit, they put an extra. They buffer it by 30 to 60 minutes because they know people won't actually show up till that 30 or 60 minutes later. Because that's how it works. That's why dinner's at 9 o'clock. This is no bullshit. Rob, be prepared.
Be prepared for what? Whose wedding is gonna happen? I just want to know the context of this.
Rob hangs out with brown people now, so he's going to eventually be going to a brown wedding at some point.
You know what? The funny thing is when I grew up in a Polish household, my dinner time was at 1:30 or 2 o'clock
in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
You eat dinner now, but we just had breakfast.
Yeah. And then like at 6 or 7, you have a nice little like open faced sandwich with like some Polish ham and pickles, horseradish if you're feeling like you want to get a little heat, and then have a little tea, and that's it. That's your quote unquote supper.
Dude, in Spain, dinner's at like 1 in the morning. No lie. I used to when I went to Spain, because I have cousins who live in Spain, we would legit start having dinner at like midnight or 1 in the morning.
Amazing.
I was sleeping in until I was sleeping in so late. And I don't think I ever woke up before 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon when I went to Spain. It was amazing.
Late nights, man. Party. I love it.
Well, because they take a break in the middle of their day too. Like all the businesses shut down for like 3 hours.
Yeah, because
everybody goes home to rest, and then everyone's like, "All right, let's get back to it."
Dude, yeah, that's how it works, mate. They do it in the Middle East also. Because of the heat, you got to cool off. You got to go inside. But that was good. That was good. Good shit. That was great. What were we talking about? Weddings.
Maybe get back on track.
Now we gotta talk about Warrior Wrestling 5.
Warrior 5. Okay, so you guys take this now.
Yeah.
What do you got for Warrior 5?
So first singles match up, we got Brian Pillman Jr. against Robert Ego Anthony in a hair versus clown match. So Brian Pillman's hair is on the line against the services of Frank the Clown. So that will
really?
Yeah, hair versus clown match. So this is a very personal feud that started, I believe, at Warrior 3. And has been going ever since. And then I think this is going to be like, hopefully the end of that feud, because I don't know, if you lose your hair, if you lose your clown, like you're pretty much done.
Yeah, I know.
I do like the fact that Pillman Jr. rocks a mullet in 2019.
Dude,
straight up.
He rocks a strong mullet.
His dad had a pretty sweet mullet too. That's a legacy mullet.
I think his mullet's stronger than Brian Pillman Sr.'s.
Yeah, I would say I'll give you that, because Senior's is okay. This kid is like straight up mullet mania.
Senior had the Slater Jerry curl type mullet.
True. So yeah, man. All right. So what else?
We got Space Pirates versus the Ugly Ducklings in tag match, which should be very good. Every time I've seen the Ugly Ducklings, always been impressed with them. So I don't expect this match to be anything bad whatsoever. I think this is gonna be a phenomenal match.
Nice.
Have you seen the Ugly Ducklings yet, Rob?
No, I have not.
I think you're gonna be really impressed. The first time I was like, okay, they're very gimmicky, and then I watched them wrestle the Workhorsemen and Freelance and was just completely blown away. So, and then Space Pirates are a very good tag team, so this should be very good. And then we have Sam Adonis versus Project Monix, the newly debuted version of Pat Monix.
So what is it? The new outfit or what?
The whole new gimmick. Oh, the one that we saw that debuted at AAW.
That was kind of almost like a soft run of the testing it out almost.
Yeah, that was like that. Well, he kind of debuted it at Warrior. He came out the entrance, distracted Adonis in his match with LA Park, cost him that match, and so because they've been running out and attacking each other during their matches or after their matches for the last few shows, so this will be a good going on that feud. Then we have Lucha Brothers versus Daga and Valador Jr. So that will be a really good lucha style match going on.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What else?
And then we have steel cage match between Eddie Edwards and Austin Aries. This has been a long feud in Warrior where Austin has not been very kind to Eddie's new persona of the hardcore lifestyle. So now they're trapped in a cage.
I heard recently that there's been issues getting this cage up in time. Like, I guess MLW had an issue getting this thing up pretty quickly, and it was the same cage.
It's the same cage that we used at AAW.
Right.
So I think this cage match should just start off the show.
Right. I didn't think that's the way to do it. Is start off the show with the cage match and play it safe so you have time.
Because instead of having a break before and after, you're just going to have a break after, which is fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's early in the night. You're not going to kill the crowd.
Yeah, it's definitely needed to start off, I would say.
You either do that or you have that come back from intermission with it. It's one of the two.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, intermission's a good spot. Why not?
You either have that at intermit. You either have that coming back from intermission, or you have that start off the show.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Cool. What else?
And then we got hopefully Brian Cage versus Wardlow for the Warrior Wrestling Championship. But
is Cage good, or I mean, I thought he's taking off. What's going on with
that? Nothing's confirmed yet. The match is still signed to be announced. So that will be. I don't know. Cage from everything Cage has told me, because I've been talking with Cage, he's gonna be at Warrior regardless. So we will see Brian Cage at Warrior Wrestling. Will this match happen? I don't know. Is Cage healthy enough? Who knows?
I saw that he was at a doctor today with he had the belt with him,
the
Impact title, and he said he's getting worked on. So we'll see. I guess we'll see, man.
Then we have the inaugural Warrior Wrestling Women's Championship match, which will be the main event. Is Tessa Blanchard versus Jordan Grace with Molly Holly as a special guest referee to kind of be like how Lance Storm was for the title match with Cage and Morrison at Impact, because these two have been ripping each other apart every single show, before and after their matches, and getting involved. So
nice.
Steve called on the services of Molly Holly to kind of keep things in check here.
Nice. Rob, are you a Molly Holly fan?
Not really.
Did you like the good mom, Molly Holly?
I didn't really watch much of her, to be honest.
She got her head shaved, right? And wasn't that her by Lisa Varon? That was her at WrestleMania 20 or something? Molly Holly, yeah. I think.
Everyone,
yeah, she got her head shaved by Lisa, by Victoria.
What was this soundbite?
It's getting past my bedtime, so I'm a little.
Rob's getting delirious.
So that's it. But we're gonna wrap up now.
We're gonna wrap up at the end. Okay, cool. So that's busy weekend, gentlemen. Busy week, right? Basil, you're busy. You got photos to edit, like left and right. Your life is editing.
Always.
I think the word you use the most around us is editing.
Yeah.
It's not even like what's up or what's up, guys. It's
like,
editing.
Hey Basil, what's going on? I'm like, editing.
Editing. Always editing. Always working. Rob, same with you, man. You two, your asses are married to those computer chairs of yours. You guys got nice chairs.
It's not
we
healthy,
got nice
man.
chairs.
Not healthy.
We got good chairs.
I got a nice, I don't know, my mom got it at Home Goods for me, I think. It's a leather. It's a very comfortable chair. I just bought a Himalayan salt lamp, which helps me with my Zen while I edit. So
nice.
Does it burn Himalayan salt or something?
No, it's just a huge Himalayan salt rock with a lamp inside it, and it's supposed to calm, I don't know, it's supposed to have some positive health benefits, which it probably does nothing. It's a placebo. But it looks cool on my desk. So
it looks nice. Those are cool. My mom actually went to the Himalayan salt mines and got salt off the mines.
Dude, Himalayan salt is life. I love Himalayan salt.
Yeah,
So,
but the lamps are the thing right now. The lamps are all in. So that's cool. Guys, I have a piece of shit chair. So if any listeners want to buy me a nice chair, go right ahead. You can donate to my GoFundMe for a nice chair. My chair sucks, guy. I was like, man, my chair's a piece of shit. And like I look at Basil, you got this comfortable leather chair. I'm like, I do 2 podcasts a week. I need to get a nice chair.
Dude, this clutch chair that I got is life, man. Because I'm in this chair editing for hours at a time, and then I game in this chair. This chair has seen some shit.
Seen your ass. That's what it's seen. I need to get a nice chair, guys. Somebody recommend me a good chair.
It's if you spend a lot of time sitting, especially at work or something, it's worth investing in a good chair because people like to skimp out on that, but man, it will fuck your back up in the long run if you don't.
I have a nice chair at work. I do. I got one of those Herman Miller chairs at work.
Herman Miller chairs are legit. Johnny had a Herman Miller at the house when we lived together.
Yeah, that's what I'm rocking at work is a Herman Miller. Rob, you too.
I am, yeah.
We're classy guys, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys. All right, cool. So that's busy stuff. I'm busy with stuff constantly as well. I barely sleep. You know, that's how it goes. You guys are editing. I'm working on music. I'm working on podcasts. I'm working on booking wrestling. I'm doing all sorts of random shit. But guys, let's wrap it up. Let's let these people go. Rob, it's way past your bedtime. You're delirious at this point. So let's get some plugs in, and then we'll go. Rob, where can people find you?
On Twitter, the Polish Rob. Instagram is the #1 Polish Rob, and then you can find some of my work on YouTube. Just search Rob Malinowski, Malinowski.
All right, Basil, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BZ. That's B, 2 E's, 4 Z's, and a Y. And you can find all my photos at basilmahmood.com. That's BASILMAHMUD.com. And where can they find you, Trent?
You guys can find me at Vanilla Joke on Instagram and Twitter. Take a look, connect with me there. You can also find me at Hemi Music at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or hemimusic.com. That's my band. You may have heard of us. We recently were the theme song for Impact's Rebellion pay-per-view. Just putting that out there. Take a listen to the track. It's on hemimusic.com with the Impact commercial. Check that out. You can find this podcast wherever podcasts are found: Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and YouTube. Remember, guys, YouTube drops 6 to 8 hours before the iTunes feeds drop. So if you want to subscribe to our YouTube, go to YouTube, type in the Backstage Boys podcast, hit subscribe, and if you're a night owl, you'll have this podcast before anybody else does because it is going up pronto as soon as it's done recording. So get us on there, rate, review, subscribe, let us know what you think of the podcast. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Twitter at the BSB Show. And Basil, Instagram, is that ready yet?
I was busy with editing, so next week.
Next week it is for the Instagram. So we got the BSB Show on Facebook and Twitter for now. So look us up there, connect with us there, tell us what you think. Big shout out to all the fans who've been connecting with us and the wrestlers who've been checking us out. I know we have several of the boys listen to us, Basil, which is awesome. So guys, thank you for listening to us. We do it for you, and we appreciate your support. So that's awesome. And what else? Am we missing anything, Basil? Anything at all?
Nope.
That's
we
it.
Good.
We good, guys. We'll be back with a breakdown of Take No Prisoners and Warrior 5. We'll go ahead and run those down as soon as the weekend's over. So next week, we'll have an Instagram and a breakdown. So till then, say goodbye, Basil and Rob.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Basil and Rob.
Later, everybody.